Good evening, everyone, and welcome to NNO 360, show hosted by me, Annette, the warm hearted warrior diva. This show gives you insights on the journeys of high achieving business owners and music artists, which share with the audience the importance of building a strong community of like minded individuals on the road to greater success. Today's show is a collaboration between NNO 360 and Charlie B. Charlie B is from Southern California. He collaborated and performed with Hopsin, the Game and Dizzy Wright. He released songs entitled Under the Sun and Part Time Love, which hit 75,000 views, y'all. That's a lot of views. Uh, Charlie B is a dope creator. He was introduced into the spotlight by Undercover Prodigy. In 2018, he was featured on numerous podcasts across the West Coast. Later in life, he experienced an unforeseen fatal accident, which left him wheelchair bound. But he continues to keep moving through life's obstacles within the whole, hip hop culture. A lot of tea, coffee, caffeine. Welcome, Charlie B. How are you?
Doing good. What's up, guys?
Thank you so much for joining. It looks like Monster Yo is on. Thank you. So, sir, I have several questions for you tonight. So, hopefully, you're ready. And we're going to start with number one. And the question is, who or what inspired you to start a career in the music industry?
Um, Honestly, well, first of all, thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to be on this. First podcast of the year. First
Yay.
live, so
There
it's
we
good
go.
to start off the year strong like that. Mainly, what inspired me just growing up. I think it was just my environment. The place that I grew up in, Southern California, is just a melting pot of a different types of cultures everywhere. I grew up listening to all types of music, so all that even though I can't dance, all that rhythm was right there. Listening to Hispanic music, listening to soul, jazz, hip hop, old school rock. It's just a little bit of everything. So just the freedom of the creativity was what did it for me.
I love it. I love it. Yes, most definitely. Can you recall the exact moment you knew you wanted to pursue this career path?
I think it's honestly always been there. It's one of those things that you just feel like you want to do. Like when I was a kid, I was in kindergarten, and I remember the teacher asked, what we wanted to be when we grew up, and I said I wanted to be Tupac.
Okay.
So for me, I was already deep in the mix. I was already around all this, you know, hip hop culture. I was already around the streets and the ghetto streets of California, the other side of the tracks. So to me, it was like those iconic figures that I looked up to, that everybody was, listening to. Is
Mhm.
that's where I wanted to be at. So I remember, I think it was literally right around 4 or 5 years old that I could say, like, I determined that that's what I wanted to do with my life.
Oh wow, that's a young age to know exactly what you wanted to do. Well,
Yeah,
here you are, and it looks like Army Chick is on your manager. So shout out to her. Thank you for having or
yeah,
referring Charlie B to me.
definitely.
Thank you so much. And what challenges have you faced during your journey in becoming this music artist?
Um, I think the biggest challenges that I face is the challenges that everybody faces,
Hmm.
uh, of life itself. You know, nothing comes easy, and I think everything is always, you know, building, or building character,
Hmm.
and sculpting like the person that you are going to become. I think it's a ever growing journey of life with accomplishments and setbacks. It's funny to bring this up because I heard something the other day that said that karma is a infinite cycle of good and bad.
Hmm.
You gotta get good to get bad. You gotta get bad to get good, and it was like an ongoing cycle, and it really made me think about it. Like
Hmm.
it's just life, you know. Everybody goes through life's obstacles, and I think everybody deals with it the same, just individually.
That's a good notion. I appreciate that. Yes, I'm also very in tune with energy and the vibes you get, right? Because we're all made of energy, and it's funny how you're drawn to people with like energy, and others that repel still are drawn to you. It's just a little bit of friction for those.
Yeah, definitely attract a lot of bad when you're good, and a lot of it's weird.
That's so true. So, how have you persevered despite the challenges?
Um, I honestly think it's just having solid people in my corner is the main influence. You know, shout out to my manager for always holding it down and being so solid with everything. Shout out to my photographer too,
Mm,
my creative director. He's pretty much the one that puts everything together, all my visuals, um,
mm,
putting the studios together where we do shoots at. He's pretty much one of the geniuses behind the team that we are as a whole.
mhm, mhm,
As much credit as I'd like to take for everything, it's the whole team effort from making the music to putting the visuals together to
mhm,
drop dope videos and photos. You know the way it gets put out. You know to getting booked for shows and being
mhm.
on it like this and stuff. It's a whole collaboration of people to make one thing happen.
Mm, that's so true. And the cliche still stands, teamwork makes the dream work. And I, for sure. And I really appreciate your videos too. I was like, wow. When I saw your videos for your music videos, I was like, that is very, very unique and interesting on how he did that. I, I was like, I hope that's fake, but like,
everything,
no.
we pretty much we treat it like if it's a movie.
Right, right. It looked real. That's why I was like, oh my God. Well, I know that it's
Yeah.
no pun intended. No pun intended. I like to joke with my guests on here. One guy, one of the artists, he was like, I didn't even know I was roasting him. He was like, okay, are you gonna keep roasting me? I was like, oh, I didn't even know I was doing that. It's all good.
no, we're no we're we treat our job like that. You know, we rent out studios. We get props. We hire actresses and models, and we take this a whole entertainment thing to a whole different level. I think like
Wow.
my whole team is very underestimated as far as a well-rounded out artist goes, because we have everything from merchandise to music videos. We have our own website. We have a channel with over 200,000 views on YouTube.
Oh,
Here we started generating positive revenue coming back to us from music and merchandise. So it's we're in it for the long run, and
mhm.
even though it's entertainment, it's cool to see it. It's cool. It's even cooler to think of. We have meetings and we bring out songs and then we write scripts to these things and then we go out and we shoot and then we make it happen and then 4 or 5 months later down the road you have this whole like music video and it's just
Right.
like it's dope. It's literally it's some dope work.
Yeah, I think so. I think that a lot of the movies should, implement your song. Oh, are you there?
I'm
Okay,
still here. I'm still
it's
here.
okay.
All right.
Yeah, I think a lot
Go
of
ahead.
moviegoers, they probably would
Did I lose
implement
you real
your.
quick?
Oh,
Give me a sec. Oh, hold on. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Whoa, hold
Uh oh. Okay, stand by, everyone. Take five. Okay, here we
on.
go.
Okay. Yo, I'm
Uh,
back. Okay.
okay.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
bad.
it's okay. Yeah, like when your phone, I'm sure your phone blows up all the time. So I
Yeah.
put mine on D&D, but yeah, anyway, what was I saying? We were
Yeah, let me
talking about. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I was talking about basically movies, right? I can definitely see your scene in a movie. Also your songs, right, being played like maybe in a soundtrack or something. That's the vibe that I get when I look to the videos. So
Yeah.
very good. Like shout out to your team and your camera guy. He's really good. He or
Yeah.
she.
Dope. Yeah. He's really dope.
uh,
He's honestly like one of the only people that I work with as far as visuals. Like I'm one of those old school types of people. You know, I go to the same restaurant, I order the same food. You know, I get the
uh-huh.
same haircut. It's one of those things that you just set into a comfort, and it's different when you have comfort with the people taking your pictures because you're not
Hmm.
like camera shy. You're just
Yeah.
able to like open up and fully make some pretty dope art.
Yeah. I think you have something going for sure. I can definitely see it already. So I can't wait to. I think you have something else up, but I'm probably jumping the gun. Let's start with what is your best collaboration?
I haven't even released it yet. Yeah, no. Shout out to Sage One the Wise. I'm
Okay.
dropping a collaboration that I've worked on with them last year.
Mhm.
Finally releasing it this year, coming up in March. I'm gonna be dropping a dope collaboration with him. He's one of the dopest artists that I know. Like personally, I've met few artists that I can shake hands with and have conversations with, and he's honestly one of the dopest cats out there. He's just creative. He's a dope lyrical dude, and the way he puts things together, like it's outrageous. Now I'm just excited to get that going with them because I've been holding on to this song for like about a year now, and it's like,
Mhm.
man, it wasn't time, it wasn't time, but it's coming up for sure.
Wow, that's exciting. I'm very, very excited for you. Well, when do you think that would be? I guess we could talk about more about it at the end. But yeah, that's very exciting. So name three artists, right, that you would love to open up a show for.
Um, and I mean, I believe that there's levels to everything.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I'd be like, man, I want to open up for Kanye, but it's,
Okay.
I believe like right now in my near future, I've been wanting to open up for Snow the Product. Big shout outs to her for doing all the stuff that she does as a female in the hip hop industry,
Hmm.
in the underground independent hip hop industry. I'd love to work again with Hopsin and you know get a collabing going with you know people that used to be in the Funk Volume team. I believe that was a good dynamic. So I'd definitely say Snow the Product, Hobson, and possibly even my boy Chito Ranas when he gets out of jail. Shout out to Chito Ranas.
Oh,
Everybody free Chito Ranas for sure.
that's right. That's so cool. So, besides what I've mentioned about Charlie B, who is Charlie B?
Man, that's a good question because I feel like I don't even know myself. You know what I mean? I feel like as a human being, we're ever evolving. So every
Yeah.
day we change every day. We grow a little. You know, sometimes you open up your mind and you see things differently. Other days you feel different about things. So I'm just going through life right now, just trying to make sure that everything's situated and that I accomplish the things that I always wanted to do. You know, it's just about like accomplishing goals at this point.
Hmm.
You know, it's I believe it's more than just me as an artist. I
Hmm.
believe that it's just the whole movement that I'm trying to make, because the message behind my music, it's more than just hip hop. It's actually art. You
Hmm.
know, so some of my songs are pretty emotional. Some of my songs are pretty. It's a pretty deep message. So I believe that I'm just going through life the same way that everybody else is, and trying to speak the messages through it.
Okay, yes, most definitely. And I believe that is the missing catalyst to a lot of musicians, right? It got so convoluted in the money, the bag, as opposed to actually, honing into the skills that you want to do. Because why do it? Why do something that you're supposedly passionate about without bringing out the passion
Yeah,
into it?
yeah, it's definitely a lot of marketing that goes into it these days.
Yeah.
But you know, we try to go with the flow. We try to even out the balance marketing.
Yeah.
We try to do our fair share of marketing. We still
Right.
get into our art.
Okay. Okay. That's what's up. So, do you read music or play an instrument?
I know how to play the guitar.
Okay.
I was in band when I was a kid, so I used to play the clarinet. I know I had to play the piano slightly. I'm not gonna call myself a pro. I mean, you know, just, basics. But I've always been inclined to music.
Uh-huh.
From a kid, having little drum sets, all this stuff, musical toys. It's just always been something that I've always wanted to do.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm rusty on my clarinet skills. I need to break out my clarinet and start practicing one day.
So those re-
Right. Exactly. For the guitar, or the piano, do you play by sound or just? I mean, do you read the notes or how do you?
mainly sheet music.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty easy to read once you're proficient with music and the notes and the scales. And then as far as guitar goes, it's like tabs, mainly reading tabs.
Okay.
Taught myself, so it was pretty easy. Just go on the internet, looked up guitar tabs, started learning songs little by little, picking more up rhythms and stuff. It's pretty interesting growing up.
Yeah, that sounds so dope. I mean, look, you would be vicious if you put your instrumental to your vocals. Definitely. I can see like and hear like, I'm thinking John Legend, but in the rap, like a rap John Legend rap artist. Yeah, that would be cool. So, what steps do you take when you create your music?
It's a lot of work that goes into. Um, I think a lot of people like a lot of people think that it's pretty easy to just write a song, but it's pretty intricate if you do it right, especially
Mhm.
aiming for the things that my team is aiming. We want to make sure that everything is done good, because we got to run it in a way like a business if we're
Mhm.
expecting to make money off of it and make a living for all of us eventually. But we go into sourcing beats, buying beats.
Mhm.
uh, I go ahead and I write them, book studios, record the songs, get together with my team, start picking out studios, visuals for the music, and then we just go from there. But it's hard work, honestly. It's really hard work for all of us to keep it going the way that we have it going, the way that we present ourselves. It's pretty hard work, but I'm proud of everything that we got going on.
Yeah, you should be. I see it. I definitely see it through, like I said, through the videos and I can't wait to see the final product that you have in store for us. Do you like the virtual or in person platform, and why?
Um, I believe that the in-person platform is one of our biggest assets because it allows us to interact directly with the crowd, and it just shares more of a vibe. Like it's more of a connection than just the music. Like online, it just gets lost in the sauce. It gets lost with playlist and skips and replays and stuff like that, and it just background music. I believe that the physical interaction is part of the show, honestly. Because if man, anybody who has not been to any of my shows, gotta check out my website charliebmusic.com for our next event. But man,
Mhm.
bring your ass out there because the energy is lit. Man, we got the whole place jumping at any of my shows. Anybody that's been there, they'll tell you.
Wow, yeah, I can definitely see it through, even though it's virtual, I can definitely see it online that you do give us a great show. It's just your energy too that you produce with it. You know what I mean? And energy is everything. But yeah, I bet. Um, think back to a situation when it was difficult to meet a project deadline. What did you learn from that experience?
I think mainly it's communication. To be honest,
Mm,
I feel like this whole project that we've been holding on to with Sage One the Wise, I believe it's a little delayed, well, way overdue on our end.
mhm,
Sent his vocals like last year. Once I got him the beat, I believe that my team kind of jumped the gun a little bit, like jumped at the opportunity to work with them. But I feel like it's mainly patience is one thing that I've tried to integrate because it's everything needs to be done right. I don't feel like I would have excuse me, I don't feel like I would have released a good song if I would have just jumped on it and wrote whatever gibberish the moment he shot his vocals back. I feel like the guy got down, like, man, he murdered that beat. So I feel like once I got it back, I was like, I was speechless for like a
yeah,
week. Nothing
wow.
is like, whoa. And it just took me so long to like piece it together to be able to make a dope song and be up to that par. Cause I feel like once I sent him the beat, I didn't even know what I was getting myself into. Once I got the beat
Mm,
back, like, oh damn, like I gotta keep up with that. Like, wow, that's savage. It was,
right.
but now that I got it down, now that I believe that it's gonna be a dope song, it's gonna be one of the dopest features of my career for sure.
Wow, that is really interesting. I never thought about it that way. When a music artist receives the beat and they have to listen to it and think of lyrics that match with the with the beat, and then what message you're trying to send across to the audience. That's
Yeah.
a lot. That,
Yeah, I sent him a hook, and then I sent him the beat with the hook recorded, and then I told him where he was gonna fit in, where his time segment was, and then
right.
he sent it back to me like a couple months later. Once he got back from tour, he sent it back, and I was just shocked. I was like,
Wow.
I don't know what to say. I was shocked. Yeah.
That's amazing. And especially it's like puzzle pieces, right? You're trying your best to put it all together perfectly so it'll fit.
Yeah, for sure.
So, share an experience illustrating your communication style that makes you an effective artist. And I can say right now that your communication style is phenomenal. And when I say phenomenal, I mean you basically are you just have this way of communicating. You're like a people person, so I can tell that already just by talking, even through here. But we know you're phenomenal. But what how do you communicate with your team? to get everything together?
Um, Organization is probably the biggest part of it. Um, Being OCD with organization is probably the easiest thing because it allows me to narrow down everything with like files and breakdowns and everything. um, Utilizing online drives and clouds and such. It makes it easier for everybody to just share ideas, like notes and everything. It's crazy that we've come this far in technology, and I'm saying this because, like, when I grew up, I was like a kid. I was taking the free AOL CDs from Best Buy and using that free 45 days from AOL, you know? So it's crazy that now we've come so far in technology that we're able to just send each other links and see what everybody's talking about, see where everybody's at, and then listen, see, and share ideas. It's pretty dope.
Oh wow, yeah. I think it makes it a more efficient. I'm hoping that you have the, well, of course, the cloud and a drive. Don't store it on your computer though, because everything will get lost.
I got one of those old school MacBooks, I got one of
Uh,
those 2012 MacBooks that I keep handy. Those never break down, those are dinosaurs right there. They'll survive anything. I believe that those computers will survive the apocalypse.
that's so true. um, so, how do you stay motivated in producing new, inspiring music?
um just it's a challenge keeping up with the demands of what's going on these days, because I feel like I as an individual refuse to just make trash music. I don't want to be that guy that makes trash music. So
Right.
I think it's hard keeping up with trends because trends are
Mm,
trash. So I believe that it's a little difficult, but um mainly just living life and trying to explore the demographic where we're at, for the
right.
moment. um Lately it's been more trying to run it like a business, so we have
Mhm,
more of like little campaigns that we go and we put up posters in certain areas, and at the same time we're running like ads around that area, and
mhm,
we're paying for online promotion around that region. So it's like we're kind of trying to maximize things like an actual business, you know,
mhm.
or more of a marketing into our art.
Hmm. That is really interesting. Yeah, definitely advertisement. And if you have a dope art, like dope artwork or dope cover, people gravitate to that. And it's part of your brand, Charlie B's brand. So
Yeah, crazy that
yeah.
you're like, oh, I hope it's fake. Yeah, I know that this generated the most crowd interaction. Like it's got the biggest count of views on my page, and it's
Right.
everybody just sees it right off the back, like I'm over here cooking crack, and it's this guy doing grabs your attention. It's like, dude, listening. Now I'm looking. Okay, now I'm vibing. Okay, who is this guy? So it's like, yeah, it's just the way that we present it that brings it all out.
Yeah, definitely you had some chemistry in there for sure. I mean, you could be teaching a chemistry class. I don't know.
It's all for entertainment purposes.
Right, for entertainment. Let's put a disclaimer on here. Um, so speaking about inspiring music, you recently came out with a song entitled "Under the Sun: Part-Time Love." What was the inspiration behind this song?
Well, for Under the Sun was it was just pretty much like I'd say like me presenting myself back into music after all the stuff that had happened with my personal life. After this accident that I went through for a while, it was pretty tough. It set me back for years. But I feel like Part Time Love was just inspired by real life and my personal experience with love. I feel like everybody has a different experience, and I feel like the internet uh, paints a picture that is just like supposed to be the standard, like and it in a way ruins like what the traditional meaning of love would be. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like and then us releasing it during Valentine's Day that year was probably like the biggest message, because around
Mm.
that time during Valentine's Day, everybody's all happy, buying candy, doing the whole nine with like roses and lovey-dovey stuff. You know, I don't feel like anybody really pays attention to like the problems that they have in a successful functioning relationship for the rest of
Yeah.
the 364 days of the year, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like I wanted to release it during then because I wanted to give a message of like, love sometimes isn't all candy and roses. Sometimes it's like real life issues, and that's just how it goes. So it
Yeah.
was definitely a message that for the people that are not, booed up during Valentine's Day, or the people that are not getting a bouquet of roses on Valentine's Day. So it was just definitely a message that love
Mm.
is always pretty.
Mm. That's so true. And just to add on, I think the unconditional love perspective of it all, because it's like that notion from Tina Turner, what does love have to do with it?
Yeah, for
you,
sure.
you know, I mean, and then, like also getting married, right? And saying yes to the dress, and oh, let's go taste some cakes, and let's see what bouquet of flowers I want. But then it's that one day, and then like afterwards, it's like, oh my gosh, I married this person. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't mean to say it like that, but I mean
No,
reality.
I could
Reality
definitely
says
relate. No, I could definitely relate because I'm one of those, like, I'm one of those people that I don't believe in the marriage, you know? I mean, I'm not, gonna say that I'm against it or nothing like that, but I just feel like um it's it's like if you're happy with somebody and you have this successful functioning relationship, like it's like marriage is kind of those things that, like, then what, you know? Like it's like
right.
that's gonna be your goal, like you're gonna get married and then you're all happy and giddy about it, and then you wake up the next morning and it's like, okay, now what? So it's like, why do you have to get married? Like, why not just proceed with your journey of life? And everybody knows that you're together, everybody knows that you guys are, united and stuff like that, and you guys are happy. Like, continue to be happy. Like, why do you have to get the government involved and the IRS and then taxes, and then you have to do all this and do all that? And then for whatever reason, if things don't work out, it's just kind of one of those situations where you're just like, now I gotta go get a divorce and get separated. Now I gotta go through all this stuff. It's
Right.
like it becomes a financial gain for
Mhm.
somebody, but not for me. So
Right.
at that point, it's
Oh,
like it's if
yes.
we're gonna make our love for each other into a
Mhm.
financial contract, like
Right.
it's gonna be mutual. It doesn't have to be where I'm like contracted, bonded to you by law,
Mhm.
and I have to like pay the penalties in order to leave you. Like, that's kind of psychotic if you think about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm buying into an entrapment that I'm gonna be with for the rest of my life, and in order to leave, I have to pay the penalties. Like, that's kind of crazy. I'm really not for that. What kind of timeshare are you selling? Not trying to buy. No, it's pretty pretty weird. I don't know. I don't think anybody's ever thought about it like that, but I believe in love. I definitely believe in love. I believe in unions. I believe in
Mhm.
um, you know, just partnerships and stuff like that. I just don't believe in the concept of marriage. Not
Mm.
it's not something that I would buy into, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I can relate. I understand, and it's unfortunate. It is kind of biased. With the man actually has to, the women. I mean,
I
maybe
mean, it's
this is
not
not a
always
conversation.
though, because I mean, there are some really successful women out there. Shout
Yeah.
out to women.
Yeah.
Shout out to all those independent women that like marry some bums.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to those women that end up marrying bums, and then the bums be taking half of their money. It's
Yeah.
I just believe that bliss is best kept between two people, or
Mhm.
three or four or five or whatever you guys got going on. But I believe it's best that you just have that personal intimacy
Mm.
with people, because at the end of the day, you guys got yourselves.
Yeah.
You guys fall down on each other, you guys fall down on each other. You guys don't go run into the government for assistance. So it's like, why in the moment that y'all gotta break up, y'all gotta bring the government involved? Why
Right.
at the point y'all love each other, y'all gotta bring the government involved? It's like,
Mhm.
if I got you, you got me.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't really see why one person would want to intimidate another into marriage, or why one person would think that it's best for another one to get involved in something like that. If y'all love each other, continue loving each other respectfully. Yeah, this is how it is.
Like we need another segment on this for sure. Um, I know that basically, like what you're saying, uh, you know, love or loyalty and respect is not popular, right? It's not popular these days, unfortunately, and that's just my opinion. But there are people out here still that I believe, such as myself, I'm a hopeless romantic person. So, like, that believe in unconditional love, that it does exist, but it's very rare. It's very rare that uh, a person can take the ego out of the situation, right? Because when you take the ego and you bring forth the spirit, you basically love just because that's just who you are. That's who you are. That's your character. That's what you're made of in to the core, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Love with the passion, love with everything. But the first step is loving yourself, and that unconditional love will come, right? So you love yourself, you know that you deserve the best. At least that's just me going through this like self healing and self love, and that's what I've learned. It's a lot of people we tend to put others first before us, and then we have resentment towards that person, but it's not that person's fault. That's just the person's character and who they are. And as individuals, we have to know ourselves, we have to love ourselves in order to even love somebody, you know. So that's my soapbox. But
that's deep.
anyway,
That's deep. That's
thank you. Moving on to the next question. What was the first thing that you listened for in a new recording?
um I mean, like, there's this myth that says that, like, you know any record producer knows a hit record within the first like few seconds of it playing. And I'm me as a creator, like, I feel it. You know what I mean? I feel it. Like, it's just like, I've spent days, hours, weeks, like, going through BeatStars, like, going through SoundCloud, going through YouTube, like, going through beats like crazy.
Mm,
Checking my emails for submissions, like, asking producers to send in beats, like, going to producers' websites and checking out some purchases. Like,
mhm,
it's crazy, but once you hear it, like, you just know. You just know. There's some beats that I've spent like crazy amount of money on, but it's like, I know, like, I want that beat. Like, that's
mm,
me. That's my style. That's my message. Like,
uh-huh,
that's just the next big thing that I'm gonna make.
mm.
The next recipe that I'm gonna cook. It's dope.
Yeah. That, with beats, with that being said, I know there's like different things about like when purchasing a beat or leasing a beat, it can get like so convoluted to the point where other people are purchasing the beat, utilizing it, and you're like, wow, what did I get myself into? Have you ever been in a situation where you purchased a beat and you're like, somebody used that to their music or their song, and you're sitting there like, oh,
I mean, there's been a couple instances that I've heard other people on some of the beats that I've used, and I really do believe that in the past, like I had this like subpar uh mind frame. You know, I believe that anything that I made was dope. I was just like, that's dope. You know, and like now that I've matured as an artist and as a person, I feel like now the stuff that I release, it has to be quality or I'm not gonna put it out. Like,
Mm.
uh, like I'm sorry, but I'm not. I'm not gonna be that guy on stage that just walks around left to right grabbing my nuts. You know, like I'm gonna put on a show. I'm gonna put on a performance because like that's what the fuck the people came to see. You know,
Right.
I'm not having people come out here and spend their Fridays or Saturday nights like
Right.
instead of going out and having fun to come out and like just stand there and stare at me walk around left to right. Like it's like, nah, bro, you're gonna come to my fucking show. Bring that energy. Bring your ass out here. I want to see you put your hands up. Everybody's fucking rock with the let's go. You know, it's the whole show. Like you gotta definitely come to one of my shows to experience it. But it's something out of this world, in my opinion.
Wow. Yeah. Hopefully one day I can make it back to the West Coast for sure.
Well, we're about to be everywhere. We're about to be everywhere this year. You know, we're really about to be everywhere this year. So it's a big expansion that we're doing. It's a big leap we're taking, but me and my team, like we really got this. We really got this. So if not coming to us, we're coming to a town near you. Let's put it that way.
Okay, okay, that's what's up. I love that. I love that concept. So, what is one important lesson that you've learned working in the music industry?
Trust nobody. It's crazy though. I mean, it's crazy because I hate to say that, but um, people will learn along the way what I'm saying. You know, the best investment you can make is in yourself. You know, the best thing that you could do for yourself is invest in yourself. You know, go out there and actually struggle and grind and pave your way. It never comes easy. Nobody's gonna hand it to you. If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. You know what I mean? So it's like you gotta go in there and trust nobody. Cause man, I've gone in there and I have looked at people with the eyes of like the way that I see myself in the mirror. You know, I've been like, man,
Mm,
that person is dope. Like, I'm gonna share my ideas with that guy. I'm gonna work with that guy. And then it's like people take your ideas, they
mm,
use them, they're influenced by your ideas to create the same thing that you made. And it's like, bro, I told that's my video. Like you're literally using my look. You're using my mask. You're using my whole freestyle hanging from the ceiling thing. You're using my spotlight. Like I'm like, man, those are my videos, bro. Like that's crazy, you know. And it's like, you know, you get to the point that you can't passively brush it off as like I'm influencing the music. Like it's you're literally just jacking my shit. You know, there's people that will come by you and take your ideas or take the credit for being a part of your success. It's just, I would say the best advice that I would say to anybody is just invest in yourself because at the end of the day, you got you, and you ain't gonna let yourself down. You know, you're not gonna let yourself down. So the biggest thing is just you. You know,
yeah,
that's what it's got to be.
that's so true. That is very true, and it's almost like you know, if like I know that you said trust nobody, but you have a team and you have to trust, your team to make sure that they get the stuff squared away and get the job done. But you're talking from a perspective of ideology, right? On your ideas.
Yeah, just anything to be honest with you. I believe that it's you gotta kind of like develop trust with people. Like I've been working with the same photographer for like 3 years now. You know, we've been
Mm,
working with each other for 3 years now. We just have that level of growth for each other. You know, as much as I contribute to his growth, like he massively contributes to my growth. You know, and I believe that it's a mutual thing because we believe in each other. You know,
yeah.
just as much as I keep pushing him to do things that he isn't. comfortable with. It makes him grow in a way just as much as he like keeps on investing in himself in order to like add to my art. Like there's a lot of photographers that don't do that. There's a lot of photographers that just go out there and just shoot pictures. Like my guy, massive credit to my guy,
Mm,
major credit to my guy, because he goes out there and he looks for studios. He recently got a studio like on a monthly term that he can just use throughout the year. Like
mm,
he's investing in new gear, new lenses.
mhm,
He's like making merch for himself now. So it's like I see that he sees it in himself, and
mhm.
it's like I see it in myself. He sees it in himself. Like we see it in each other, and that's why we work so well as a dynamic. Because it's like we both believe in each other just as much as we believe in ourselves.
Wow. You know what I just got from this? I just got a song. What you just said, you and your videographer, you guys can, do a video together and like with the team. I don't know. I just like kind of pictured that, visualized it.
Oh yeah, definitely. We definitely got to put something like behind the scenes together because people got to see all the stuff that this guy be doing.
Yeah.
Definitely dope.
Yeah. So if you weren't producing music, making music, what would you be doing?
Selling dope. Nah,
I hear no evil, see no evil here.
nah. I honestly like I got a day job and stuff like that, so I make merch, I make clothing.
Okay.
Yeah, I do everything from like custom embroidery to like silk
Wow.
screen, heat transfer. I do sublimation, embossing. I do it all. I can literally I can make you jackets with lining with your picture all over them. I can make
What?
socks with your face on them. I can do anything you need. Like I'm the plug. Yeah, so
Oh,
I've worked with a lot of artists, like a lot of big artists out here. I've made merch for people like Wiz Khalifa. Um, you know, uh, I made stuff for the Foo Fighters, the Rolling Stones. I've made
wow.
stuff for Taylor Swift. Yeah, like I make merch for a lot of people. A lot of people don't know that about me, but it's like I really don't publicly advertise a lot of my personal life. Like you go to Charlie B 714, like that's Charlie B 714. Not a lot of people know me as like, Carlo. So it's like, once you get to know my personal life, my personal life is not available for discussion, but it's like yeah, I make merch for a living, and I think that's what I'd be doing if I wasn't making music. And as a matter of fact, like I really have established like a time frame for myself. So
Mhm.
within the next 3 years, like it's gonna be my last 3 years making music. So I'm really going out with a bang. So I'm excited for the next 3 years because it's gonna be the last 3 years.
Oh, wow. Can I ask why, or is that?
Um, I just feel like a lot of just a lot of technological development has led to like the the demise of quality in music.
Mm,
So I just feel like everybody, respectfully, I feel like everybody feels like they could rap now. You know what I mean? I feel like everybody just feels like they could just make art. I feel like everybody feels like they could just jump into it. You know what I mean? I feel like anybody
right.
feels just, go to Best Buy and buy a $99 kit and all of a sudden you're a rapper. You know what I mean? I just feel like
Yeah.
respectfully,
Yeah.
respect the grind. Like I respect your intentions if that's where you start. Develop yourself, invest in yourself, like you go, but I mean if it's one of those things that I'm just like looking at it like um I feel like it's become one of those things like I see people that have connections with like venues just making money off of everybody these days. I feel like
Mhm.
promoters be charging like literally um Johnny Boo Boo to rap like for like 10 minutes. You know what I mean? I feel like promoters are charging like chiropractic D, the doctor that raps. You know what I mean? Like I feel like, man, it's like I go to shows and I'm just like, man, we got, we got Farmer Boys, the duo that like come in overalls and rap. You know what I mean? It's like, man, you guys are booking anybody these days. I just feel like it's a oversaturation of music,
Mm,
and I feel like it's not getting taken seriously no more. I feel like everybody's just too commercial about it. Everybody just wants to blow up and be the next,
mm,
like the next kid. You know what I
mm,
mean? And I feel like I've already established my name in hip hop in my
mm,
genre. You know,
mhm.
I've already established the goals that I've wanted to do for myself. You know, like anybody could check me out, charliebmusic.com. I've
Right.
already been, half a million views on my page, and going. I've already released my songs. I already got features in the works. Shooting cameos with some of my, the legends that I've looked up to as a kid. Like I'm accomplishing the goals that I wanted to for myself. And
Okay.
I'm the only person that matters at the end of the day. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I love the people that support me and everything, but at the end of the day, like, you know, I'm just I'm kind of just in a way I could say I'm accomplished. You know,
Yeah.
I'm complacent in where I've stood in my career. So I feel
Mm.
like the next 3 years are gonna be the last like big push that I'm gonna give it, and after that, I'm just gonna just chill.
Mm.
But don't worry, I'm not gonna be one of those guys that start a podcast and then show up in the garage with a flag behind me and then start talking about other artists and stuff. I'm like,
It's all good. No, I like. Thank you for letting us know your why, and that makes a lot of sense because goals when they're accomplished, it's like checking off the box. Okay, I've done this. I've done this. Going through your bucket list. So
yeah,
and it's good. It's good to have a change in pace and your desires because we're always evolving, hopefully, and into something that we want to aspire to do. So good for you. And how has the internet and social media influenced your career?
it's influenced me to be more proactive.
Mm,
Because like before I used to just release like a song and then like ride on that song for like a whole year and just like
mm,
chill. Now it's like, bro, you gotta get the fuck out there. You gotta record,
yeah,
you gotta shoot, you gotta go, do a photo shoot. You gotta do this,
yeah,
you gotta do that. Like it's a ever growing like technological development. So it's cool. It's been a lot of help to my team because
mhm,
we've learned how to utilize the internet to our advantage
mhm.
to get out there. More than just like you know, putting up posters and stuff like that. Like we're literally exercising things like a business, going at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's the execution part. A lot of us, I think it's also fear based too, right? And should I do it? I don't know if it's good enough. All these like fear based notions and self
Take
doubt.
take that fucking risk. Take that fucking risk. It's only money. You ain't
Right.
gonna spend it when you die. Like just fucking take the risk. Buy that $99 kit from Best Buy. Do it.
Live about to go online now.
Yeah, start a rap group.
I'm gonna say Charlie B said.
Being the Farmer Boys. Yeah.
Oh my god. That is hilarious. Um oh my goodness. They should be teaching us how to grow our tomatoes. Okay. Enough about that. If you could change anything in the music industry, what would it be?
If I could what in the music industry?
Change anything.
Um, I don't know. I think to each its own. Honestly, respectfully to everybody in their art and the way that they make their music. I believe that that's the biggest freedom. Creativity is our biggest freedom. So, I wouldn't change anything about it. It is what it is. I'm not famous like Drake, but I got my followers. I got my
Yeah.
fans who support me and rock with me and repost my music and buy my merch. I know people that, I can tell you, yo, this guy, and you're like, who the fuck is that? But yo, that guy, once you look him up, you're like, damn, I've never heard of him, but damn, he's dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody is dope in their own way.
Mhm.
I feel like I wouldn't change a thing about it because it's the competitive hardships that you got to go through to be heard, to stand out. So it's like if
Mm.
it's worth it, if you're worth it, you're gonna come out. it's like a diamond. You know, if you're really valuable, like you go shine, baby, you go shine.
Yeah.
So it's like I wouldn't change a thing about it because the people that are worth getting heard, like you
Mm-hmm.
go out there and you get yours. You know,
Mm-hmm.
everybody has their fan base. I know some people that have really sad music, but they got really good loyal fans. You know, there's
Mm.
some loyal fans that have used listening to that music to get themselves through some of their hardships.
Mm.
You know,
Mhm.
I know some people that be driving around getting drunk, smoking weed, listening to my music, and I'm like, hell yeah, part of that party, hell yeah. You know, it's like I know some people that have listened to some of my sad songs, and it's helped them, like, you know, my video Suicide Note. It's helped
Mhm.
them get through some of their really hardships. So it's like I wouldn't
Mhm.
change a thing about it because it's freedom at its finest. God
Mhm.
bless America.
That's true. That's true. So let me ask you this, right? If you had went towards a label, or if you were on a label, as opposed to what you're doing today, present, what where do you think you would be? You know, being under a label.
I honestly don't see myself as part of a group.
Okay.
I think I'm too selfish and I'm too arrogant. You know what I mean? To be a part of a group
Okay.
respectfully. You know, and I just feel like it's my competitiveness that
Mhm.
I think it's sometimes it's a little too much for everybody. You know,
Mhm.
and I feel like sometimes like my independence will intervene with me taking direction. You know what
Mm.
I mean? So I don't really like I don't really feel like anybody should have a right over my music and my art. And then at the same time, like I don't want to be that person that is getting robbed at the end of the day. You know, like I've
Yeah.
been on tour before. I've been at the point where I had to sleep in my car out in the middle of nowhere. You know, I had pneumonia like 6 weeks
Mm.
into the tour when I was on tour with Hopsin. Like, man, it was crazy. I was out in Fort Collins, had pneumonia,
Mm.
6 weeks, still staying on tour. Lost my voice. I was out there making no money, doing nothing. Sold out shows left and right. People like waves, like it's crazy, but at the end of the day, like I didn't even have enough money for a hotel room. I didn't even
Mm.
have enough money for food. I didn't even have like I barely had enough money for gas to get from state to state. You know what I mean? So it's like um
Wow.
it's a rough game, to be honest with you. It's a really rough game. It's a really rough game. So it kind of weighs heavily on both sides, like the reward versus the struggle that you put in, you know?
Mm. Mm. Mhm. Yeah, I guess it's depends on what cup of tea you want to drink, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, where do you find your inspiration?
Man, I just be smoking weed all day, to be honest with you. Yeah, you know, and shout out to functioning potheads though. You know, functioning being the key word. You know, because they're the people that make America great. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
feel like you got potheads working everywhere low key that like go to the bathroom and hit the pan or go on their lunch break and smoke a blunt. Like I feel like those people come back to work hella happy and they're just like more like they just keep it going. You know what I mean? No,
Mhm.
I'm not promoting drug use or anything in any way, but like I'm a functioning stoner. I love what
Mhm.
I do. I love making clothes. I love going to work every day, like smoking a little doobie. You know, I just feel like that's where it's at. I smoke. I think of my ideas. I create, whether it be clothes, whether it be art. But like, I feel like marijuana is one of my biggest inspirations.
Hmm. Very interesting. I think a lot of music artists that I spoke with feel the same way. Um, so what is the best advice ever given to you?
um, I think I think advice is always like kind of implemented differently as you grow. You know, like I said earlier, like we're ever growing creatures, so I feel like advice is taken differently. Like maybe the advice that you got given a couple years ago is not going to work for you today, or maybe the advice that you get today might not work for you right now, but it would have worked for you a long time ago, you know. But I definitely say, like, the best advice that I got was to be open to change, because
Mm.
you know, shout out Marcus Hopsin, man, but that guy's a genius, and I remember he always told me, you know, in order to be successful, you must be willing to change. So it's crazy to think that that advice still follows with me, like, years after I haven't toured with them, like years after I haven't talked to dude. But it's like, man, in
Wow.
order to be successful, you gotta be open and change.
That is so true. And it's funny you mentioned that because I'm going through a transition as well, career wise and just life in general. And it's hard, like I wear the uniform. Well, I don't wear the uniform like during COVID, but it's hard to put that uniform to the corner, right? When you served your country for so many years and coming into the civilian world, it's quite challenging, quite well exciting. Uh, it's all you know, basically, right? So it's all you
For
know,
sure.
and that change is so true because you don't know what the unknown is, but when you pass, go through that door, then there might be better things for you. That's what I'm thinking positively once I exit. So, but yeah, change is that's true. Change. Um, have you, like, I guess through the years since your time with Hobson, you've changed a whole lot since then, or what can you say to the audience where you've changed and how it inspired you today?
I'd say, like, it helped me change in a way where I I became more wise to the things that I should be doing as an artist. You know, I became more aware of things. You know, I wasn't just out here, you know, catching pneumonia, starving myself for 16 weeks at a time, like for like $500, you know, and just the opportunity to say I went on tour with this dude. It was one of those things that I seen so many opportunities from behind the stage.
Mm.
Like, I seen him do everything that he did, and I was like, man, that's that dude. Like,
Yeah.
I want to be that dude. You know what I mean? I want to do everything that he's doing, and like, I saw, you know, the way that he controlled everything, like the way that
Mm.
he took, you know, management of his career, like, by himself, and I just feel like that was one of the biggest things that I wanted to do. I'm like, man,
Mm.
I implemented everything that he taught me
Mhm.
without directly teaching me. I implemented everything I seen him doing into my own career. And like, now this is where I'm at. And it's like, it's good. It's worked out for me for sure.
Wow. Yeah, I definitely see it. Definitely see it. Um, so what's next for Charlie B? And what message would you like to give your fans and up and coming artists?
Go buy that $99 kiosk. I feel like, on a serious note, though, I feel like the next 3 years are gonna be the most challenging, because it's gonna be, like I said, I've already set that it's gonna be my last 3 years. So I
Right.
feel like it's something really exciting and scary at the
Mhm.
same time, because I got nothing to lose but everything to gain. But
Mhm.
that gain isn't gonna come just given.
Mm.
It's gonna be earned, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel excited and anxious at the same time, because
Right.
everything I want to do is just within arm's reach. But I also, like, once I'm there, it's like,
Mhm.
and then what? And then
Right.
what? Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But definitely, like, the advice that I would give any artist is just to continue to work on everything that you want to do. You know,
Right.
I would say, you know, to each its own with anything. Creativity, like, is just it's infinite.
Mhm.
Creativity has no face. Like, it can be
Yeah.
here, it can be there, it can be everywhere, and everybody is creative in their own way.
Mhm.
So I feel like everybody should be able to create the way that they want to create, because at the end of the day, there's always somebody out there that
Yeah.
listens to you, that vibes with you, that understands your message. You know,
Yeah.
there's groups of people on Facebook dressed as cats. Think about that. Let that sink in. So there's always gonna be an audience for your art, legit. So if you believe
Mhm.
in yourself, like you could definitely do it because there's always gonna be an audience for you. Let that sink in. Let that sink in.
Do you have a cat outfit? They must really love cats.
Yeah, nah, for sure. I still identify as a human being, so I'm, yeah.
Wow, that's very interesting. Now you have my mind wandering about like cat videos. I heard cat videos, like just animals in general. It's very it's helpful, it's
I
calming.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm talking about like the people that identify as cats and like walk around like identifying as like felines with like ears and tails, and they use litter boxes to relieve themselves. And I'm talking about the whole like, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, look it up.
Wow,
there,
this is
there's
newsflash for me.
yeah, there's groups online on Facebook. There's groups of people that gather and they play with yarn, and they have little cat dates and stuff, and they act like cats. And it's just, you identify as a cat respectfully. I identify as Charlie B. Respect to
Right,
everybody and
right,
respect to
right,
what they want to believe. Yeah,
right, right.
respect to what you believe in for sure.
Yeah.
If you have that much commitment that you want to go through with that to that extent, brother, I condemn you. Like legit. Like do what you do, man. I come here, let me pet you. You know what I mean? Come from yeah.
Wow, wow. I learned something new every day. So that's good. That's very intriguing. Now I'm going to go look up what you just said about, I don't know, are they called cat people? What are they called? Just
I don't
cat
even know. I think they call themselves furries.
furries. Okay. I'll try to hold my composure here, Charlie B, okay?
The
Try not to disrespect the feline I guess.
community.
Yeah,
The
thank you.
community.
That is very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And any events like current events that is coming up that you would like to
Um,
tell the audience, or like your song when it's going to be released and all that good
oh
stuff?
man, I would honestly advise anybody and everybody to go on my website,
Okay.
charliebmusic.com, charliebmusic.com. Follow me on Instagram, charlieb714. I have a lot of updates coming up. I got a lot of new merch. I got this is gonna be one of my biggest years. I got collabs, I got cameos coming up, and I just everybody check me out, charliebmusic.com. Tap into all my stuff. My videos are on there. My merch is on there. Contacts to all of our stuff in case you guys want to work, send it. Everything is on there, charliebmusic.com.
I love it. I love it. And on your merch, are they going to have any cats on there? Just curious.
I'm
little
gonna put
little
cat ears on
logo.
the hoodies. Yeah.
There you go. I love it. Hey, we have to make merch for the feline community. So,
Right. Yeah. For sure.
all right. Well, hold tight, sir. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and to view all the episodes of Endano 360. We are on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and others that I might not know about. But let's continue to support the Unity for Social Justice. Let's free Monster Yo and others that need our support. And let's also free Charlie B. Charlie B, can you say his name?
Free Monster Yo. For
Oh,
sure. Monster
and,
Yo.
free your other friend. What's his
Oh,
name?
yeah. Chito Ranas. Yeah.
Chito
Everybody free
Ranas.
Chito Ranas and also free Tory Lanes. Heavily
Uh,
behind that. Free Tory Lanes.
okay. This has been a broadcast of showing love full circle between NNO 360 and Charlie B. Please hold tight. Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful evening. Salute.